Welcome to the Continuous Commissioning Suite of Tools training videos. In this video, we'll be looking at the implementer tool and we'll be looking at the visualization set of tools. In this case, we'll be looking at the XYPlotter. We will introduce you to the accordion. We will go through the scope, trends, dates, ignore, distinguish, analytics, and extended options in the accordion. We will show you how to export information from the XYPlotter. We will show you how to create issues from the XYPlotter, and we'll show you how to transfer information from the XYPlotter to other tools. So once you are in Implementer, click on the Implementer button, and under Visualize, you will see the XYPlotter. You will also see it under Visualize on this page as well as this button here. Once you choose XYPlotter, it opens a page that looks like this. And in this example project, it's a demonstration project, so all the names have been anonymized. We can go to Building NG and choose AHU1. And what you have to remember is that XYPlotter was built so that you can quickly see very specific data in an efficient manner. So in this case, if we want to look for a reset in AHU1, you would choose that container. And then under Trends, you can choose, the dry bulb temperature as the outside air trend, and then we can use the discharge air temperature as our X would be your OA dry bulb temperature, and Y would be your discharge air temperature. Since this is a demonstration project, the data is a little older, so we'll go back to 2014. We'll look at 90 days initially. And we won't ignore any data. And if you pull the mouse back to the left, as you can see, it starts the plotter itself. So as you can see, there's a lot of data on here. And the more powerful features in XYPlotter is the ability to ignore things so that you start to see exactly what you want to see. In this case, we can ignore when the AHU is off. You're really only interested in the reset when the AHU is on. So if you pull back in, you'll see that it cleans up the data. You can ignore maybe the first day hour of operation because it's not really stable at that time. It's it takes time to get to a stable state. You could ignore when other entities are on or off. You could ignore specific days of the week. Let's say we wanted to ignore the weekends, we could do that. We can ignore federal holidays. You could ignore specific time periods of the day. If you wanted to ignore just the night, you can do that. And you can also ignore based on any trend that's available in this project. You can say, whatever trend you want to ignore based on, and then you can give it a range with an or and an and. You can have multiple ones like this. And all of that, makes you see the data you want to see very precisely. Now under dates, you have the ability to choose a very specific date range. You can choose additional periods that let you, you can compare two periods against each other if you want. Under trends, what you also can do is you can look at the trends based on just the names. You can choose, multiple trends at the same time, right? If you click this Y button here, it'll choose all of these in this container. You can also look at only labeled trends. So if you look at only labeled trends, what it does is it's now showing you all the labels that were used. And so it's, sometimes the name of the trends are very complicated and it's much easier to read it. It's much easier to read them when they're labels. So that's another really nice feature. We can distinguish between weekdays, weekends, hours of the day, trend values beyond a certain threshold. Analytics allows you to have trend lines. Extended options lets you choose the time alignment interval that you want to use to do this plot. So those are all the, there are many, many powerful features in this accordion in this plotter. Now, coming to exporting, you can click as PNG. PNG gives you an image output of this plot. You could choose a URL that you can share with people who have access to the site and who have access to the project. You can export as an XLSX. What that means is that you can export it to an Excel file. And the Excel file actually has, the whole plot. It has the settings that created it. as well as the data time aligned as well. And since we really like you to be able to have your data quickly, we also enable the feature where you can go back to this plot from the Excel file. So 5 months later, if you want to go back to this plot, and you just open this chart, and you can go to this sheet under export settings, and you can click reproduce this chart on CC Compass, and it will immediately load that chart up back for you. So that's a very powerful feature. We can go back and forth between our reports and our website. You can also export as a CSV file, choose whatever options you want, and you can get your data as a CSV file. Again, remember, it's only exporting what's already left after you've done some cleanup and ignores using the accordion. So that's very useful. Now, if you wanted to move data from here to another tool, so let's say you want to go to Time Plotter, you just click on this button here, it automatically loads up that same data using the time series plotter. And we'll talk about the time series plotter in another video. We can create an automated report block. We'll talk about these in more detail later. You can create an issue. If you want to create an issue based on this plot, you can do that. You can choose plot names, issue names, the container it's for, or you can add to an existing issue. You can add this plot to an existing issue. That's done through here. So there are many, many powerful features that this plotter has, and I just showed you an overview of what are the things that can be done. Now, if you wanted to scale this plot, you want to scale it to the next level. So it's at the HU level now. If you wanted to scale it to batch plot, you would just click on this button here, and then the batch plot would pop up with everything loaded. And again, that'll be the contents of another video. So this is what I wanted to cover today on the XY plotter in visualization of the implementer tool. Thank you.